Hey guys, I'm Reverend Jerron. We're in the corner of my backyard today. It is so great to be with you. Welcome back to the series called Time to Dream. The dreams that we have been talking about are the dreams that God has for you. Did you know that God has great plans and they include you? So I want you to remember that. But first, we're going to start with our time of worship. You know, worship is any time that you set aside to focus on God, to think about His goodness, and even express your love and appreciation to Him in words and song, and even movement and dance. So I'm going to bring back this song that we started last week. Let's worship the Lord together.
We've come here to worship God today. But what is worship? Worship is more than just singing songs. We sing songs for lots of reasons. Worship is more than just telling God He's good. We call lots of things good. Worship is more than praying or reading the Bible or trying to be nice. Worship happens when someone says, "Because you've given me everything, God, I'm giving all of me to you today." And then they do. Now let's tell God He's good. And let's sing some songs to Him. And let's give Him all of us as we worship Him today.
Your love is deep, deeper than my fear, it's wide, wider than my doubt.
What an awesome time. You know, when God made you, he made you truly one of a kind. There's only one you that has ever lived or will ever live that will be like you, no one else. But how do you know that the way that God made you, and what are you supposed to do then? Well, that's what we're going to discover today. But right now, let's review our Bible verse from Ephesians 3:20. You know, Ephesians 3:20 reminds us that God's power working in us can do much more than we can ask or even imagine. See, when you put God first, you will get to see this verse happening in your life. God can and will do greater things than you could ever dream. So let's sing and dance with the helmet guy right now to help us remember our Bible verse. I feel like I'm really getting the hang of these moves, and that song is totally stuck in my head. But my favorite part of that is that we are singing words that come straight from what God says to us in the Bible. Isn't that awesome? Yes. Now, you couldn't hear me singing, and that's probably for the best, because I'm not really the best singer. I don't think that's one of the ways that God shaped me and made me, and that's okay. I know that there are other things in my life that God made me really good at, so I can do great things, just not singing. And that's the big idea for us all today. God made us to do great things, and as we discover the way God made each and every one of us, we get to use these talents, skills, thoughts, likes, and experiences, and so much more to be our best for God. One of my favorite people to read about in the Bible is this guy named Paul. Now, he did amazing things for God in his life. In fact, let's get into this Bible story right now. As you watch, see what you notice about the way God made him and what changed in Paul's life and how it made it all different for him. Let's watch together.
Stories of the Bible. Paul. This is Saul. Saul was a Pharisee who hated the followers of Jesus so much that he would hunt them down to be brought to trial in Jerusalem. And he would even seek to murder them. Saul was uttering threats with every breath, and he was eager to kill the Lord's followers. So he went to the high priest. He asked him to write a letter to the Jews in Damascus that would allow him to arrest any Christians he found there. He wanted to bring them, both men and women, back to Jerusalem in chains. Now Saul went on his way, and as he came near Damascus, a light from heaven flashed around him, and he heard a voice that said, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Saul cried out, "Who are you, Lord?" And the voice said, "I am Jesus. Rise and go into the city, and you will be told what to do." So Saul got up and he opened his eyes, but he couldn't see anything. So the men who were with Saul led him into the city. After 3 days, a man named Ananias came to Saul. He put his hands on Saul, and immediately Saul could see again. And with that, Saul became a follower of Jesus. He became the very thing he had tried to hunt. And he immediately began telling people that Jesus is the Son of God. And he taught them about the mercy of God that he had received. And all who heard him were amazed. He then went by a new name, Paul, as he began preaching not just to the Jewish people, but to everyone. Despite many difficulties like being imprisoned, shipwrecked, and narrowly escaping death multiple times, Paul continued to preach about Jesus. Paul said that he would do everything he could to save people and help them know God. And that's just what he did in order to reach people who would otherwise be unreached. And many came to know Jesus because of what Paul said. Paul taught many in his day through his letters, but even more have come to learn more about Jesus through the letters of Paul that can be read even to this day.
Okay, so Paul was clearly always a great leader, but he didn't always use it to do great things for God, did he? But all that changed when he decided to follow Jesus. Once he knew Jesus, he used everything in him, all the things that he was good at, passionate about, his personality and all his experiences, even the ones he wasn't very proud of to share. I mean, the love, forgiveness, and goodness of God through Jesus with everyone that he could. And guess what? There are things even in your life that have happened or will happen that will help you to do the amazing things that God created you to do. And that is super fun, right? I mean, getting to learn more every day about the unique way that God made each of us, that's awesome. You know what? Matt and Dawson have another session of Smash Up ready for us. Are you ready to see this week's episode of Smash Up? All right, let's watch.
Well, hey, welcome to Smash Up, the weekly show where we combine two of our favorite things to create a totally new experience. I'm Matt Cho.
And I'm Dawson. We believe that the best things in life are discovered when you take risks and try something new. Like peanut butter and jelly.
Ham and Swiss.
Chicken and nuggets.
None of these amazing combinations ever would have been discovered if someone didn't dare to dream a little bigger.
And we're here to do the exact same thing. Every week, we're mixing up all kinds of games and activities in order to create something brand new, unlike anything we've experienced before.
So, without wasting any more of your precious time, it's time for Smash Up!
All right, here we go. I'm gonna spin this first wheel. You ready?
All right, let's do this.
Here we go. All right,
Oh,
let's spin that
sweet.
first wheel.
Ooh, what's it gonna land on? It's Pokemon!
Let's go!
All right, let's spin the second wheel. Here we go. What's it gonna land on? Some good spots, some stuff.
Safari!
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a Pokemon safari.
Oh, that's cool.
Sounds really, really fun. I'm so excited. Let's see where this takes us,
Dude,
man.
we gotta go find
Yeah,
Pikachu.
Let's go. Hey guys, we are here. The production team has set up an awesome Pokemon Snap themed safari for us because we're gonna be going on a nice Pokemon safari.
It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna be photographing Pokemon from the Lental region. We're gonna find the most wild and exotic Pokemon we can find and take pictures of them. I've been taking pictures since I was a kid, so I am very excited. This is a dream come true for me. You ready?
Yeah,
Let's go.
All right, Dawson, you ready?
I'm so
Safari
ready. Here
time.
we go.
Let's
I've got my
go.
camera, dude.
All right, well, here we go.
Dude, look at all these
Look at that.
Pokemon.
Yeah, take
Oh
some
my
good shots.
goodness.
Oh,
I'm taking
you gotta
some
get
good
some
pictures.
Pichu right there. There you go.
Yes, dude.
The monkey. Yeah.
Dude, look at that.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, we'll give it some.
Let me get out the window here.
I'll try to
Oh,
get
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
apples to get it towards us. Nope, not interested in any apples.
Matt, you're a great
Here,
driver.
Here.
Oh, look
This
at this. Look at this.
Now let's wake it up. Let's get up.
Whoa,
Get up.
look,
Let's
it's
throw some
glowing.
apples.
Come
Let's throw some
on.
apples at it. Come on.
Yes.
Get up.
Oh
We
my
said,
goodness.
get up for this picture.
Dude, we're taking so many good
stand still.
pictures.
Okay, we gotta go over here. Oh, anything in the water?
Yes.
Anything in the water?
Nothing in the water.
Nothing in the water. Oh, there's a little thing on the
Right,
bottom. Oh, there's gonna be like a flying squirrel right there. Right
Oh
there,
my
Dawson.
goodness.
Get it.
Great
Get it.
shots.
Get
Yes,
it.
we're getting so many good pictures.
There it is. Wait, it's gonna come at us.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. You get it?
I did.
Awesome.
Wow.
We got another Caterpillar.
Man, oh man.
Let's
Dude,
see.
this is the best ever.
Oh,
my
these
goodness, look at
swans.
these birds.
Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa, Swanas.
Dude,
You're
you're such a great
Oh,
driver.
look, there's more. Oh, the
Wow,
baby
look at the
ones.
ducklet.
Ducklets. Oh, look at Gianni.
Man, oh man.
That's so cute.
Smiling.
Oh, there's these little guys right here. Let's go this way.
Oh!
Whoa! Whoa!
Wow, we're getting good pictures of this one. Great
That's
job.
huge.
Dude, you're doing
Wow.
such a great job driving.
You know, I try my best.
You're such a skilled
Oh, let's
driver.
take a picture of Magikarp because
Yes.
he's the best.
Oh,
Look at the butterflies.
Oh,
Whoa.
here we go, yes.
Whoa, look at all the flowers.
Wow.
Let's try to make this glow in the dark. Glow.
Hey, you. Hey, look over here.
Hey, you.
Hey, look over this direction.
Hey, oh, I heard us.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
It looks so cool.
Oh, anything else?
Right through the
Oh,
property.
there they
Oh,
go.
here we go, here
They're
we
going.
go.
Oh, running through the field. Running through the
Nice.
field. Look at them running around. Oh, that was it.
That was so much fun, dude.
That was all.
You did a great job
Oh,
driving.
thanks, man. It was good. Hey, Dawson and I were working together instead of competing this week, and he was the guy taking pictures, so I think it's only fair to interview you about how you captured all those Pokemons on the photos.
Well, you see, I used to go to the zoo all the time as a kid, and I would borrow my dad's camera and take photos of the animals. It's all about knowing what to look for and knowing when to push the button to take the perfect photo. With a lot of practice and a little bit of luck, it's not very difficult.
Wow, man. Well, I mean, you're definitely better at it than me, so.
Well, we all have our own skills. You're good at gaming and driving the car, and I'm good at taking photos. We're sort of like Pokemon in that way. All the creatures we took pictures of today have different abilities and are really awesome if they use what they're given well. Because Charizard wasn't made to be an Eevee, they have different abilities. That's sort of like what it's like being a member of God's family. We're all created by God with unique qualities, talents, abilities, interests, experiences, because He loves us and He has good plans for us. It can be easy to compare ourselves with others, but that usually isn't the right way to go about things. Instead, we have to figure out what makes us special by trying different things and paying attention to things we like, things we care about, and discovering our skills. By practicing and becoming the person God made us to be, we'll be ready to do great things for God. Today, your skill was playing Pokemon and driving, and mine was taking photos of the Pokemon. By working together, we were able to do some great things and take some amazing photos to complete our Pokemon safari.
We make a great team.
We really do. We use what we're each good at to help share God's word with everyone watching. And you can all do the same thing. There's lots of ways to use the things God made special in you to do great things for Him. If you like helping kids younger than you, you can serve and help in the church's kids ministry. And if you discover you're good at drawing, you might draw pictures for people who are sick to remind them that God loves them. Paul in the Bible loved God and was a great teacher and writer. Those things helped him do great things for God. He used those interests and abilities to tell other people about Jesus and write letters that we still read even today in the Bible. How amazing is that? Because he chose to follow God and be himself for God, people thousands of years later are still learning how amazing God is. So think about how God made you. What are some things you love? What are some things you're good at? What are some things that have happened in your life? These are all things that God will help use to do amazing things for Him if you're willing.
Wow, man, that's awesome. It's pretty amazing that God made each of us because He loves us. And even more amazing that we can use those things in our lives to help others know about God's love too. Man, thanks so much for watching this week, guys. We hope to see you again next week for another episode of
Smash Up! Bye!
I love Pokemon and I love safaris, but who would have thought that those two would be a thing together? And how cool was that for Dawson to discover his talent for taking pictures? I mean, it was something he did just for fun as a kid, but I think he's realizing that God might be able to use that for more than he thought. Friends, God has amazing things for you, and when He made you, He dreamed great things for you that are 100% unique to you. God does not expect us to be like our best friend or sister or brother. He only wants you to be the best you. You are His very favorite you. Because we are loved by God and made special by Him, we can do great things like pray for others, tell others how amazing Jesus is, be a good friend, or think of unique things to do, something for God, and so much more that is greater than you could ever ask or even imagine. Well, friends, I'm so glad you joined me today. I'm praying that you have an awesome week and you would allow God to show you something special about you. When God sees you, He says, I love you and I made you for good things. You all take care. I will see you next week. God bless you. No, that's it. Go. Bye. Save the date for our Children and Youth Day, which will be on June 26th. It's going to be a full day for our children and our youth. At the 8 o'clock service, we'll be having our baccalaureate ceremony, and so we'll be honoring all those that are graduating from high school at the 8 o'clock. And then during the Sunday school, the X-hour time slot at 10 o'clock, we are going to be honoring all of our scholarship winners. You definitely want to be there for that. And of course, at both services, we'll have our youth singing, and it will be a great time just praising God for all that God is doing in our church. I'm so excited to celebrate this day with you. I know this year has been rough, and I'm so looking forward to next year, even as we round out the summer and have a couple of activities, but coming through in the fall and doing things at a much bigger scale. But June 26th, Youth and Children Day, Children and Youth Day, Youth and Children, Children and Youth, all day. See you then.